My buddy Hank and I hit the Monon Trail today to do some socialization. Or rather, we sat just off the Monon Trail and worked on some disengagement from all the crazy things that could pass by a puppy in this big wide world, and he did absolutely wonderful. So the first thing we did when we got to the Monon was work on some reinforcing of yes. This is his marker word, and his mom has done a wonderful job with this. All I'm simply doing is showing him that yes means the same thing today, and it means the same thing with me that it would mean with your mom. So we have to generalize these things so the dog understands that, oh, this is the same thing I do with mom at home. So all we're doing is I'm taking lots of pictures of him right now. All we're doing is sitting off the trail and waiting for things to go by. When they go by, I'm waiting for him to give me unprompted attention like he does right here. He looks at the person who's about to walk by and then looks back at me, and I mark and reinforce him for that. Here we're about to have another person go by, and you're gonna see his little head move over at that person right there and back again. And as soon as he looks back at me, I'm marking with a yes and giving him a treat. He doesn't have to keep his attention on me. He just has to look back at me. We also have a biker going by. I mark and reinforce. So no, he didn't actually get the opportunity to see that biker when they went by, but he did hear the pedals, he did hear the wheels, so I still mark and reinforce in that situation. We have a runner going by. He looks at him, disengages, and I give him a treat. Again, I'm marking this with a yes and feeding him a treat right afterwards. He is so wonderful to work with. He is the cutest little thing. I also brought a toy with us, so if he wasn't super food motivated, I could maybe go ahead and reinforce him with some play with the toy, but after warming up, he seems to be doing just fine with his high value reward. Some kisses will also do for some reinforcement. So again, we're fast forwarding and just waiting for the next thing to go by. We got to see quite a few things today: walkers, joggers, bicyclists, a couple other dogs went by. But again, he's a young pup, so we are not quite getting on the trail as of now. We are just sitting off the trail and again reinforcing unprompted attention. This is going to be super helpful by the time we do get on the trail. By the time he is meeting new dogs and new people, he will be enjoying getting to interact with them, but not obsessed and be willing to disengage and get his food reward. So next thing we have going by are a couple bikers, and one of the bikers has a kid on back, and they do some off-roading while they pass us, which he does really well for. You can see he checks it out, he watches a little, another biker, and bam, reinforcement right there for looking back at me. We have a couple women about to walk by as well, and we're just keeping it fun and keeping it light. I am not asking him to do anything specific. Every now and again, I may ask him for a sit like right there, but he does not have to do anything besides give me unprompted attention. A prompted attention would be me asking him to look at me, like calling his name, saying let's go, anything of that sort. Again, I'm working on unprompted first because I just simply want him to know that re-engaging with the handler means reinforcements coming his way, and that whoever's on the other end of the leash is so much more exciting than everything else going on in the world at this time. So he does really well with the walkers going by. We stop again for a whole bunch more pictures because oh my gosh, he is too cute, and look at him working it. He like reposes each time. It's adorable. So again, we had a wonderful time sitting off in the shade. I highly recommend this being one of the first things you do with your dog. The first thing being building a marker like yes, and the next thing being working on disengagement from the environment around them. Socialization is very important, but socialization is not just about interacting with everything that passes by. A lot of it is simply not interacting, but not having a overt response. So again, one of my favorite things to do, and it builds a bond. Me and him are getting to sit here. He's learning that Auntie has a whole bunch of yummy treats in that bag he keeps trying to get into, and not only is he learning that these things that go by aren't scary, but man, it is super reinforcing interacting with the person on the end of that lead. So our training session, we kept it short. The whole thing together was probably about 15 minutes. And this video itself will probably be somewhere around 6 minutes, sped up through the lulls. Again, in between time, we're just sitting here. Oh, I forgot to stop for that one, but there is a person that just walked by. You could see he looked at them, interacted with me. I reinforce him, and I don't know how I missed pausing that, but again, he does really well through this whole situation. We have a runner about to go by again. I think it's the same one that we had earlier. Okay, I was like, am I about to just fast forward through all of this? So here goes the runner again. Here in a moment, you're going to see him look over. Now, again, my objective is not to just shove treats in his mouth when these things pass by to distract him. I'm rewarding him for re-engagement. So that is Mr. Hank on the Monon today. I'm sure I repeated myself 100 billion times in this video, but I hope this helps you socialize your dog.